Ever wondered how to care for your pothos plant in winter? Let's take a journey into the world of this low-maintenance, fast-growing gem. Originating from the tropical Solomon Islands, the pothos plant, scientifically known as Epipremnum aureum, has found its way into homes across the globe. It's adored for its adaptability to various conditions, and its heart-shaped leaves that come in a vibrant palette of green, white, yellow, and pale green striations. What's not to love about a houseplant that adds 12 to 18 inches of length in just a month? This green wonder is a living testament to nature's artistry, with each leaf uniquely variegated, like strokes of paint on a canvas. The pothos plant's resilience and adaptability make it a favorite among both novice and seasoned plant enthusiasts. So, you've got this beautiful hardy plant. But how do you keep it thriving in the winter months? Did you know that your pothos has different needs in the winter? The chill of the season can indeed pose unique challenges for our indoor tropical buddies. Let's dive into the specifics of what your pothos needs to thrive during the frosty months. Winter, with its shorter days and colder temperatures, can significantly affect houseplants. Pothos, being a hardy specimen, can tolerate a range of temperatures and light conditions, but it does have some specific needs when the mercury dips. First and foremost, let's talk about lighting. Pothos plants are fairly adaptable and can do well in low-light conditions. However, during winter, when daylight hours are reduced, you'll want to make sure your pothos is getting enough light. The ideal spot for your pothos would be near a window that receives plenty of indirect sunlight. Remember, too much direct sunlight can scorch the leaves, so a balance is key. Next up is temperature control. Pothos is a tropical plant, and while it's forgiving in nature, it doesn't particularly enjoy the cold. Maintaining a room temperature between 60 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit is generally a safe bet. If your home tends to be on the cooler side, try to keep your pothos in a warmer area, away from drafty windows or doors. Lastly, let's tackle watering. It's a common misconception that plants need less water in winter. While it's true that pothos plants prefer their soil to completely dry out between waterings, remember that indoor heating can create a dry environment, potentially speeding up the drying process. So, keep a close eye on your pothos' soil, and adjust your watering schedule accordingly. Proper winter care for your pothos is all about understanding and mimicking its natural environment as much as possible. With the right balance of light, temperature, and water, your pothos can continue to grow, even in the depths of winter. Now that we know what pothos needs in winter, how can we provide that? Ready to become a pothos pro this winter? Let's dive into some practical tips for caring for your pothos during the frosty season. Firstly, light. As days shorten and sunlight becomes a precious commodity, your pothos might feel a bit deprived. But don't fret, pothos is a hardy plant that can tolerate low-light conditions. However, it thrives in bright, indirect light. So try to place your pothos near a window where it can soak up the winter sun. If you don't have a well-lit spot, consider getting a grow light to supplement the natural light. Next, let's talk temperature. Pothos plants are tropical by nature and prefer warmer temperatures, but they can tolerate a range. As a general rule of thumb, if you're comfortable, your pothos probably is too. Just try to keep your home above 60 degrees Fahrenheit and avoid placing your plant near drafty windows or doors where it could get a chill. Now, on to watering. During winter, your pothos' water needs will decrease. The trick is to let the soil dry out completely before watering again. This might mean watering your pothos less frequently than you do in other seasons. But remember, it's better to underwater than overwater. Overwatering can lead to root rot, a common plant killer. Lastly, keep a keen eye on your pothos for signs of stress or disease. Yellowing or browning leaves could indicate a problem. If you see this, don't panic. Adjusting your care routine can often help revive a struggling pothos. For instance, if the leaves are yellowing, it might be a sign of overwatering. In this case, let the soil dry out before watering again. If the leaves are browning, it could be due to low humidity. Consider using a pebble tray or a humidifier to increase humidity levels around your plant. Remember, every pothos is unique and might require a bit of trial and error to figure out what works best. But with a bit of patience and these practical tips, you'll be well on your way to becoming a pothos pro this winter. With these tips, your pothos should be able to weather the winter. But what about after winter? So, winter's over and spring is knocking. What's next for your pothos? As the chill of winter fades and the warmer, brighter days of spring are on the horizon, your pothos will be ready for a little change in its care routine. Yes, your houseplant is about to come out of its winter hibernation, and it's our job to make this transition as smooth as possible. First things first, water. Throughout winter we've been stingy with it, But as spring approaches, your pothos will get thirstier. Gradually increase watering, but remember the golden rule. Wait until the top inch of soil has dried out before giving it another drink. Overwatering is a surefire way to upset your plant. Next up, the subject of light. The days are getting longer, and your pothos is going to want to soak up those extra rays. Find a spot with bright, indirect light where it can bask in the glow of spring. But remember, no direct sunlight. We don't want to scorch those beautiful leaves. Temperature plays a role too. As the outside world warms up, so should your pothos's environment. It can tolerate a range, but it's happiest between 60 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So, adjust your thermostat or move your plant to a warmer spot if needed. And let's not forget about food. Your pothos has been on a bit of a diet during the winter months, but with the arrival of spring, it's time to reintroduce fertilizer. A balanced houseplant fertilizer applied as directed will give your pothos the nutrients it needs to grow. Lastly, keep an eye out for any winter damage. Trim off any yellow or brown leaves to make way for fresh, vibrant growth. It's like a spring haircut for your pothos. And there you have it. Your pothos is ready to spring into the next season. Are you feeling more confident about your winter pothos care now? We've braved the frosty journey together, discovering the unique needs of our verdant friend, the pothos, during those chilly months. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane to ensure we've got all our green thumbs on the same page. Remember, the pothos is a hardy houseplant, but winter can be a challenging time. It's key to understand its specific needs during this season to ensure it continues to thrive. We learned that the pothos can tolerate a range of light conditions, but it loves bright, indirect light. So, find that sweet spot in your home where it gets just the right amount of light. We also explored the importance of watering. It's crucial to wait until the soil has completely dried out before watering again. Overwatering in winter can lead to root rot, a plant parent's nightmare. Then we delved into the topic of temperature and humidity. Our tropical vine prefers a warmer climate, but it can also adapt to cooler temperatures. Just make sure it doesn't get too cold, and maintaining a good level of humidity can help your pothos feel right at home, even in the dry winter air. Finally, we talked about transitioning your pothos from winter to spring, a time of renewed growth. Remember to gradually increase watering and light exposure as the season changes. I hope this journey has equipped you with the knowledge to keep your pothos happy and healthy through the winter season. Remember, plants are living beings, and they need our attention and care, just like any other member of the family. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to share it with your fellow plant lovers and subscribe to our channel for more plant care tips. Happy gardening!